Okay, so we are still on we're calling this section 0 because again, we're reviewing different types of shapes, especially the areas of those shapes. So your learning targets are to solve problems using the area of triangles and composite figures and use coordinates to compute perimeters and areas of figures. So to find the area of a triangle, remember it is 1/2. Providing this will let me write. Times the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. And that should be in your graphic organizers from yesterday as well. So let's compare and contrast the triangles below, then find the area. So if we look at this right here is our base. This is our height. So this will be 1/2 times 5 times 2. Those cancel, leaving you with a total area of 5. In this case, we'll call it feet squared. Now for an isosceles triangle, you're going to have to find the height. It's not given to you. And when we find the height, we kind of drop what is known as an altitude here to create a right triangle. What that altitude does is it splits that bottom portion into 2 congruent parts. So when you find the height, you're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to find this dotted line. So this is going to be, you can label it x if you wish. So it'll be 1 squared plus x squared equals that hypotenuse, which is 4 squared. So this will be 1 plus x squared equals 16. Subtract 1 from each side. We're going to be left with x squared equals 15. When you take the square root of each side, we're left with x is about equal to what? This is where calculators come in handy. What is the square root of 15 about? What'd you get? 3.9, yep. And now that we have this height, that's our h, we can put it into the area formula. So this will be 1/2 times 2. Remember, this only works to find the height. It's not the actual base. The base is 2 times 3.9. Someone tell me? What's the answer about? Should be pretty easy. 1/2 and 2 cancel, so we're left with what? Questions on this one? Anything I address on these two? Okay, taking a look at this. The same thing happens here as it does with an isosceles triangle. We're going to drop an altitude. Okay. This will be 3. I'll just label this h, and we're going to find h. So h squared plus 3 squared equals 6 squared. So h squared plus 9 equals 36. Subtract 9 from each side. This leaves you with h squared equals, was it 27? And then take the square root of each side. So what is h here? H equals what about? What's square root of 27? Square root of 27 is what? Come on now. Someone gave it to me. 5.2. Good job. Now that we have that, We're going to take the area is going to equal 1/2 times the base of 6 times the height of 5.2. What does that equal about? Who's got it? Let's see. Half of 6 is 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6. So it should be like what, 15.6? Someone check my math? All right, try this next one on your own. Oh, wait, no, you're not. Wait, hold on. Let's try this one. This one, they give you the height. This one's kind of nice. It says, what is the area of the triangle? Well, you have the base, you have the height. There's nothing special here, okay? So let's just go straight into the area formula, which will be 1/2 times the base of 6.7 times the height of 5.8. Someone tell me, what does the area equal? Anybody? Bueller. Who's got it? It's a pretty nice decimal. Oh, Jiminy. Okay. Hello? I know I haven't had a chance to pick it up. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Evelyn, what's the answer? 19.43. Very good. And this will be inches squared. All right. Let's take a look at our next one. It says the area of the triangle is 23.66 square inches. What is the length of the base? So they want you to find this. So if my area, I'm going to substitute in my formula, but they give me 23.66 for the area equals 1/2 times the base, which we don't know, times that height of 5.2. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this fraction. That means I'm multiplying this whole thing by 2. If I'm doing this whole thing by 2, that leaves me with, I got, let's see, 47.32. Ooh, come on. And again, this is like 5.2 times the question mark or x or whatever you want to call it. And I divide both sides by 5.2. So this base is actually equal to 9.1, and this will just be inches, not inches squared, just inches. Riddle me this. If they wanted us to find the perimeter, how would we find this part? Who can tell me? I'm not saying we're going to. I'm just saying, give me what theorem would we use there in order to find that side? Begins with a P. Old dead guy. Really loved his triangles. We just did it when we were finding heights. What's it called? Because it's a right triangle, so we can use what? P. F. Ag. Pythagorean theorem. Thank you. All right. You try these two. We'll go over the answers in a minute. All right. Who's still working on these two? Show of hands if you are. Nothing personal. I just want to make sure we're all good. Okay. And here are the solutions. Make sure you got 33.25 inches squared and 6.6 inches. Questions? All right, moving on to the backside. Oh, goody. Word problems, right? All right, find the area of the tabletop shown on the coordinate plane. Name the shapes that make up the tabletop. Critique and reasoning of others. Jalen and Bree each use a different method to determine the area of the tabletop. Jalen found the sum of the areas of each of the four figures. Bree drew auxiliary lines to create a larger rectangle, and then subtracted the area of the two triangular regions not in the tabletop from the large rectangle. Whose method is correct? Compute the area of the tabletop. What are some benefits of working with composite figures on a coordinate plane? All right, let's take a look at this. So it looks like this tabletop is interesting, right? So here's the shapes. We have one shape, we have two, three, and then here's our fourth shape. And we got to find the area of each. Now, if we look at this, we have a total unit of, let's see, one, two, looks like 7 here. And this goes up to 5. So the area of shape 1 is going to be 1/2 times 7 times 5. That leaves you with 35 over 2, which is what? I got like 17.5. Then we're going to do the same thing for area of the second. Now this has a total of 2 units, and we know it goes up 5. This is going to be base times height, so it's going to be 2 times 5, which gives us 10. Then we're going to look at 3. Again, remember this height is 5. This is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, also 5. So the area of shape 3 is going to be 1/2 times 5 times 5. So that leaves us with 25 over 2, which gives us 12.5. And then we're going to look at shape 4. So the area of 4, it's base times height again. This height is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 units. And this looks like, what, 14? So this is just going to be 4 times 14, which leaves us with a total of 56. Now, if we looked at this, they said, we could extend these and just, remove this portion out of the whole thing. Technically, if we look at B, both are correct. Both methods work. Because what Bree did was she just kind of attached it here and attached it here, found this total area, and then subtracted these two triangles. And that's perfectly legal. Okay? We did it shape by shape. It doesn't matter. Now, our total area is going to equal the 17.5 plus the 12.5 plus 10 plus 56, which gives us a total of 96 units squared. Now, let's say you wanted to do it Bree's way. So this was Jalen. Let's take a look at Bree's way. If we did it Bree's way, all we are doing is the big rectangle minus the two triangles. This leaves you with 14 minus 9. I'm sorry, 14 times 9. Oops. And where am I getting the 9 from? Well, I'm getting the 9 from here, because if we count, that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's additional 5 to make up that big triangle, or rectangle, I mean. And then I subtract the 12.5 minus 17.5, because if you look at these end up being the same heights as the ones here and here. Same height, same distance. It just completes it. So when you complete that, you still get that it's equal to 96 units squared. Okay? So this is all going to be based on how you look at it. You can go individual, or you can create something a little easier and just get rid of, a couple of those. The choice is yours. Okay? Questions on this? All right. So let's find the area of this. Let's plot these points. First thing I'm going to have is -2, 2. And we're going to have 6, 2. And we're going to have 3, 6. So here's our triangle. The base is easy to find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. The height is right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. The area is going to equal 1/2 times 4 times 8. Half of 4 is 2 times 8. That's 16 units, or 16 units squared. Now the perimeter is going to be a little different. What we need to do is we need to find some things. We know that this has a total of 3 units and this has a total of 5 units. And we know that height is 4. So if we break this up into 2 triangles, here's 4, here's 5, here's 4, here's 3, we can find these hypotenuses, or hypoteni, or however it's pronounced, to find the perimeter of the shape. So for this one, we're going to have 4 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. And this one's going to be 4 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared, because we're trying to find those hypotenuses. So here we're left with 16 plus 25. This is 16 plus 9. This adds to 41. This adds to 25. Take the square root of each side. This C is about equal to 6.4, while this one is equal to 5. So this is 6.4, this is 5, and now to find the perimeter, we add 8 plus 6.4 plus 5, which gives us a total of 19.4 units. Questions on this? Now you do have something down here. If you take a look, it says use this graph to plot points and find the area for the last homework problem on Delta Math. This is going to help you a little bit, okay? Because there appears to be a graphing problem. But are there any questions? Anything at all? What on earth is going on there? Okay. If you did not finish your homework from yesterday, please make sure that you do. Because I'm going to be submitting not that I have an insane amount of grades to add, but I do have. Uh-oh. Did I sign that correctly? I did. Okay. Gotta edit it. All right, your homework is posted, so you can get going on it. It's on Delta. You have the rest of the period to complete it. Those of you watching at home, have a great day.